Los Angeles had an 8-point, or LA cut an 8-point lead to 1 at 44-43, but the 76ers ran it up to the 11-point lead they have right now as we're back at halftime after listening to the informative coaches on the game and also the coaches working with us in that fine music piece. But you know, the amazing thing I see in this first half has been an incredible incessant pace by both clubs, something we anticipated, but to see it is really even more amazing.
Well, it's a really fast-paced game, but one thing that that surprises me is that the Lakers got into their running game, and they got into it pretty good, and Philadelphia was able to maintain it, to stay right with them, so that these teams come out even when it comes to running. I think the Sixers may be a little quicker.
Did you get the feeling listening to Pat Riley that maybe he thought the game's pace was a little too quick for his liking?
No, I don't think so. The Lakers, they get points in bunches, and the way they do is they run, they get the easy shots, and then they dig in and play a strong defense. 76ers, they have done something that they don't normally do. They ended the season 20th in rebounding as a team, and tonight they're pounding the offensive boards. They're taking advantage of the switching defense by the Lakers. The switching defense keeps them from screening out, and so the Sixers taking advantage of that have hit the offensive boards quite well.
And you know, another thing has been the Philadelphia bench. They have gotten tremendous productivity from people like Darryl Dawkins and Mike Banham. As you look at the halftime statistics, the 76ers shooting at 50%. The turnovers, the big story there. The rebounds are even, but the offensive rebounds favor Philadelphia. Now looking at the scoring, Kareem has 10 points. Nixon has 7. Magic has 7. And you look at the rest of that scoring. Now for Philadelphia, notice Bantam has 6. Lionel Hollins, who they've gotten very little out of since his injury and since he returned to action, has 4 points and pretty good balanced scoring. The one thing Philadelphia has to worry about has been mentioned, the 3 personal fouls on Caldwell Jones or Darryl Dawkins, but don't forget Earl Curitan can also be a factor there. That is one world championship that the 76ers have won. However, this is their 3rd championship series in the last 6 years, and no other club can make that statement.
And one last thing, Dick, the bench scoring, Philadelphia normally gets more scoring out of their bench than the Lakers. Although since Bob McAdoo has become an integral part of their team, he's picked up the pace and did a lot of scoring for their bench. But before McAdoo, they didn't expect much except for maybe Michael Cooper. And excuse me, Dick, and they only run one play for him, and that's the alley-oop or the lob pass.
Second all-time scorer, Kareem, and 4th quarter in history of coming through, rising to the occasion. But there are a lot of people out on the court that do that. Like Andrew Toney, who misses the shot, but Bobby Jones is free to tip it in. So the biggest lead of the ball game has been established on the first bucket. Bobby Jones, the man that all the coaches we've talked to all the years say we've got to watch Bobby Jones. We have to keep an eye on him. Obviously, he's been an outstanding defensive player, all defense. He's watching Jamal Wilkes.
Almost a steal by Cheeks.
6 seconds on the clock. Wild shot put up, and Kareem gets an easy one. Right place at the right time. Kareem now has 12 points. Starting out, we have Cheeks and Toney in the backcourt. Caldwell Jones, Julius Erving, and Bobby Jones up front. Coming off a screen, Julius gets the offensive rebound and a blind shot on a reverse layup.
Wasn't quite blind, but
I don't know what he was looking at. Nixon penetrates and gets 2 back. You know, you can't savor baskets in this ball game because they come back at the other end within seconds.
You know, you see a shot like that, and that's 2 shots away now, and you're still thinking about that one.
This is the essence of the best of pro basketball, because just when you're talking about one play, another one. Here's traveling call against the Lakers. Let's see the fast break now.
Now here's that long pass. Julius has got to step on Magic. And Cheeks drops it out there, and he just runs right to it.
Julius has 18 points. Philadelphia with the ball again. 13-point lead. Julius against Jamal Wilkes. Doesn't fall. Caldwell Jones try to keep it alive, and here comes Magic Johnson. 3-on-3, and Wilkes in the lane. He's traveled. And LA's fast break a little out of kilter here as we start the second half.
And I think that the one thing that the Lakers have to be aware of is that the Sixers will be back on defense even when they run the break.
18 turnovers committed by the Lakers, only 6 by Philadelphia. Alley-oop, Philadelphia style, and Julius Erving has 20. And a quick timeout by LA. This is a 20-second timeout. I'll see it again.
defensive pass right there.
The Sixer fans, as we said, when they left after Game 6 last Friday night, never expected to see the Sixers in this arena again this year. But here they are, and they're looking awfully good, leading by 15 points with 2 minutes gone by in the third period.
Now, the Lakers are going to have to be careful. And that timeout that Pat Riley called was a very strategic timeout, because they have to be careful and not let these guys get away. But you get a lead a little too big, and it takes too much out of you when you try to come back.
You said L.A. was a very smart club, but Philadelphia is also pretty intelligent. Nixon going to the hoop over Doc in a good play. So maybe they need Nixon to be aggressive, as Philadelphia needed Cheeks to be aggressive when they were playing Boston.
And what he did was not take the outside shot, although he had it.
Steal by Wilkes. Nixon has it again. Wilkes with a couple of fakes and a layup.
Norm Nixon just set up 2 quick hoops, and that's the kind of stuff you bring in. But he tried to go inside on both of them. And that's the important thing, to get the ball inside and to make sure you get some points. But the key is they stopped at 76 at the other end, too.
Cheeks is wide open. And hits from the corner. Maurice Cheeks, if you think this is just a 2-man offensive club, just leave Cheeks and Caldwell Jones open for a while. They'll show you. Nixon misses the shot. Wilkes the offensive rebound. Jamal Wilkes, now with 12 points, has 4 already in this third period. And the lead is cut to 11, was 15. L.A. is led by 2 on 2 separate occasions. The last time was 10-8, so they've been trailing. Caldwell Jones. Nixon. Wilkes. Jamal now. 14 points is the high score for the Lakers. Erving with 20 leads Philadelphia.
That's that devastating fast break in that it takes something out of you when they do it. It looks easy. It doesn't look spectacular, but it takes something out of you because it creates such a strain. When you know you're going to score, they may score in 3 seconds after that.
Tony beating Caldwell Jones, and Andrew Toney made that play possible as Caldwell Jones has his first points of the ball game. He's one of the few players with more rebounds than points. Rambis double team for the moment. Cheeks is on Nixon. Personal challenge between the two. Kurt Rambis turnaround, and Magic Johnson fails on the tip-in. And they're going to fight and jump it up. Bobby Jones and Magic will jump it up.
Now here's Andrew Toney. Get the guys up in the air. Nice easy pass to Caldwell Jones, and he knows what to do with it.
Andrew Toney has 9 assists in this game, so he is a maturing player. He's better defensively. We know about his explosive scoring, but he has 9 assists in this ball game, and Philadelphia maintains an 11-point lead with 7:51 remaining in the third. Russell at the Spectrum, we've had 6 ties and 3 lead changes, but all that was early. L.A. led by 2 points on a couple of occasions, but it's been Philadelphia and the biggest lead of 15 points. Right now it's 11, but the Sixers are in control, playing fine defense, forcing turnovers and dominating the offensive rebound. Caldwell Jones. Bobby Jones driving and draws the foul. He is looking awfully good in this game as Bobby Jones.
And that's one of the advantages of a mismatch. When you get a switch and you get a big guy outside, you take him away from his comfort zone and you go around him. And there's the foul right there as he went to baseline.